Thank you for joining All Things Battlefield Earth as we are on part 12 of our review of the book versus the movie. Now we pick up to where here's the lookalikes of Johnny, but they didn't really focus on that a lot in the show. But there's the drone going over, and so Turl can see them working. Meanwhile, the key man animals, Johnny and his team, are planning the revolt. So they're getting together and they're discussing what they're going to do. Now, their plan is to get everyone inside the dome where they will stage revolt. The Cyclos are going to come out, and then we're going to have Carlos destroy the canopy over the city, and therefore they will be flooded with air, and Cyclos can't breathe air. And their hopes is to be able to take them all out at once. Now, in the book, there were many, many mine sites, and there was a very coordinated event to where they simultaneously took out all the mine sites at once, had radio silence, and then they had to be able to do this quietly, and keep the Cyclos from turning back on them, because it's very difficult to fight 10-foot Cyclos with blast guns and whatnot. But for the sake of the movie, that was scaled down. Okay, so we've got the woodsman here. They're all discussing it. This is where Carlos is being told, you're gonna blow the dome. And Carlos is like, piece of cake. I got this. All right, so they're getting pretty excited because Johnny has spent all this time learning about the Cyclos, and now he feels he's ready to fight back. Now, in the book, Johnny was able to train the Scots with the Chinko instruction machine, and he was also able to teach them how to drive flying platforms, cyclo battle planes, and things like that. This process took quite a bit of time. So the movie took some shortcuts on that, and again, here is the second time that they've really broken and departed from the book pretty drastically. And of course, that's where some of our negative feedback comes from. Now here, Johnny's talking about stage 2, the Gastrodome, and this was a concern that Cyclo would immediately counterattack, because Johnny wants to take out Cyclo. He wants to blow up the planet, because that's the only way to stop another Gastrodome from appearing in their skies. Well, in the book, Turl's already ready for this. He's already loaded the Gastrodome up, got it ready, and when things go south, he's ready to kick it in gear and take out the remaining humans on the Earth. Here, this is a deleted scene from our DVD version that's out currently, to where they all kind of do some chanting and really get excited about this battle that's coming up. So I always like to point out the deleted scenes. But here, I think this is pretty cool, because you got these men and women in a cave planning a revolt against these powerful Cyclos, these powerful beasts. So here they decide they need weapons. Now in the book, they were able to, in the underground base, they were able to find weapons that had not been touched by air and things like that, and they were still in good shape. They were able to, the trench that was covered over with grease and dirt from where the cadets fought the final battle, they were able to recover a lot of weapons there. Thompson machine guns was the main thing of choice. Now this is point 3 of things that people really get ruffled about the movie, is that we've got they resurrect these planes from these bays here, from the flight decks. Now I understand, there's really no way to argue that point, that this was in the movie, in the book, they were trained how to fly battle planes, because man's planes couldn't take down cyclo battle planes back in in the year 2000 when we were attacked. This is the year 3000. They couldn't do it then. They're not going to be able to do it now. The only thing, fight fire with fire. They were able to fly those battle planes, and they had a chance to battle battle planes, cyclo battle planes. But unfortunately, this was a shortcut taken in the movie. And, unfortunately, that's one of those things that people most commonly harp about. Jet fuel wouldn't last, but, I think someone said 6 months, someone who really knows about planes, as I don't. But the point is, they were trying to take some shortcuts in order to move the film along. Here's another thing. Where do they get power? Where do they get this flight simulator? Well, again, in the book, Johnny had the instruction machines that everybody trained on. Now, there was actually power. The Cyclos had dams, and they had these power lines that stretched for miles, and they were able to power certain areas of their mine sites. So there did exist power then. But again, I understand. These are points that unfortunately derailed the movie for a lot of people. Shortcuts that sadly, probably shouldn't have been taken. But that's not what I'm here to do. I love this movie. I'm not dogging this movie. We're talking about comparisons because people need to know that the book was absolutely kick-ass. It covered some amazing points. I mean, L. Ron Hubbard went into great detail to solve these problems, and the book is completely realistic. If you were fighting, an alien race, you would want to take L. Ron Hubbard's Battlefield Earth and use that as a guide because he's got it figured out. And unfortunately, the movie, again, took some shortcuts. Still love the movie. It's still a classic. They really follow the book in so many ways, but as you can see to where we get toward the end of the movie, it starts to take some shortcuts that for a lot of people, they had a hard time dealing with. But again, we understand as fans, sometimes movies gets shorted on certain scenes. But again, love the movie. It really does do the book a lot of justice in a lot of ways. But again, thank you for watching, and please tune in to our next installment of Battlefield Earth, the book versus the movie. Thank you.